What's going on, guys? Welcome to Soniq Sounds, and today I want to talk about CrispyTuner. I saw this tuner online. It was fairly cheap, so I wanted to compare it against Antares Autotune as well as the built-in tuner into Logic Pro. So let's jump into it. We'll do some blind testing as well as some feature testing to see whether it's worth the money. All right, let's get into it. CrispyTuner comes with two different plugins. The first one is the scale finder. You put this on your track, hit detect scale and play, and it will try and guess the key of the song or the audio that's playing. And then you can immediately send that to your tuner. So if this detects that the song is in F minor in this case, it should send the F minor right here. And then you have a very simple view of tuning your vocals. So the key should show up here. If not, you can manually set the key and how quick you want the retuning speed to be. And you are basically ready to go. Now, there are two options right here. Whether you're recording the vocal live, you can leave it on the live mode and there'll be minimal latency. Or you can do the mixing mode where it's going to have a bit of latency, but it's going to have better results. So there's also two other advanced and graphical version of this as well. So when you go to advanced, this is like your Autotune Pro. You're able to control how much of the notes are being corrected, how quickly they're transitioning, how quick the tightness of the note is. So whether if the note fluctuates, how much of that is being controlled, how quickly. And then you have your formant controls and a bunch of other controls. And then you also have the graphical mode. Now, one thing you do have to be careful of if you're using this with Logic Pro is you have to enable the Rewire settings. So in that case, you have to go to Logic, Preferences, and General. You'll go to your audio, and generally this could be off or on playback mode or live mode. You want to keep it on playback mode and just turn it on. Otherwise, the graphical mode will not work. Another great thing about the plugin itself is every one of these shortcuts right here are controlled by the numbered keys on your keyboard. So once you press those, you're able to access that. You're able to just undo things with just hitting Z and Shift Z right into the plugin. And you can also, once you get the audio in here, you're able to use the playhead right here and play it as well. So let's do this. I have a very, very bad vocal that's recorded here. So we're gonna hit play and have it dub this particular part and then go through some of these features, and then we'll do a blind test between Antares Autotune as well as the pitch correction built into Logic. So let's play this. I know absolutely terrible. I know the song is in F minor and the notes are all over the place, but instead of pitch correction, let's just go through some of the features. So you have your arrow tool, you have your formant tool. Here you have the target format shift tool. So I'm assuming this is just a repitching of whatever notes you choose. Exactly what it's doing. It's basically recorrecting the notes to the particular selection. Perfect. And it's recorrecting at a very, very high speed. So I'm assuming it's going to do that for the whole thing. If I do that, I can imagine this being used for really cool harmony tricks, actually, rather than pitch correction. Oh, that could be great. You have your formant slope tool. That's great. Formant editing tool, so you can edit your format. Pretty cool. You have your pitch correction tool. So that's the tightness and the transition time. This is the vibrato tool, super cool. Then you have the note split, note glue tool, your undo, redo, and also the trash selection tool. All right, fairly simple. So let's actually see if it can detect the scale. So let's go to the instrumental itself. And I already have the scale finder as well as, for comparison, Autotune's auto key. So let's do detect scale. And then we'll just reset it, and let's play this and see how quickly they can figure it out. Autotune is extremely quick with that. All right, so interesting thing here, it's G sharp major. So that's actually the relative major to F minor. Let's see if it can actually do it again. Let me reset this and see what it detects this as. auto key is just insanely fast. So I don't actually trust this as much because I know the song is in F minor. This was showing a different key before, and now we have a different key, C natural minor. So I don't necessarily trust this. So just use this with a grain of salt. This I trust, and I've used it multiple times, and it's been spot on and accurate. So here what I have done is I have recorded 3 different tracks, and each one of these tracks are using a different version of pitch correction. And we don't know which one is which. So while you're listening to the dry and the wet signal, I want you to leave a comment whether you think Autotune, CrispyTuner, and pitch correction are track 1, track 2, or track 3. Let's play this. I'm going to play them dry and wet, and you'll get a good idea of how they sound and whether you hear any differences, and take your guess of which one is which. Let's play it. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. All right, let's get to the dry part of the signal and see how that sounds. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. So I don't know if you guys are able to tell that big of a difference, but they are fairly similar. And one of the main things I want to tell you is that I kept the retune speed at 0. I mainly used it for the purpose of the typical modern style of music that's going on, where you have just very, very tight, quick retune speed. Let's listen to it one more time. And again, leave your answer in the comments to let me know which one you think and you prefer is which. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. All right, so time for the reveal. Track 1 was actually Autotune Pro that was playing. Track 2 was CrispyTuner that was playing at F minor with really just very, very quick retune speed on both of them. And I don't have the humanize or the flex tune on Autotune. And believe it or not, track 3 was 0 millisecond quickness pitching with the pitch correction tool from Logic Pro. So I don't know if you guys were able to tell a difference. I actually preferred almost any one of them depending on the song. But if I had to go with one that was the best while I was singing live, I have to say CrispyTuner did a hell of a job recording the vocals without minimal latency when I was using it in the live mode, and it definitely worked really, really well. So let's actually take the CrispyTuner portion and let's play around with some of it and see how it sounds. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. I know तेरे मेरे बीच में क्या है दूरियां. super dope. So let's actually use this other track that we have to create some harmonies. So I'm gonna go to the graphical mode, delete everything that's in here, and let's go and dub this other track. I know. All right, so first of all, we know F minor scale. If you don't know, you can actually use the scale finder tool, put in F minor, and see which notes you're supposed to play. So anything that's not grayed out is fair game. So let's do all these notes as C up here for this first part and see how it sounds. But let's see how it sounds when you layer it with the other track. Super dope. And for these notes, let's actually go with F right here. We're going to bring it down even for this note. And then this one, we're going to just go to the third of F minor and see how this sounds. That is a super, super cool harmony. Now, another harmony trick is we're going to duplicate this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring this audio track over, mute this harmony track, and we're going to say harmony 2 here. And we'll go to CrispyTuner again. And we are just going to delete everything here. Oh, let's go and... Yep, delete everything, and then we'll just retrack it. I know. All right, so now that we have that tracked, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do another harmony, but this time it's gonna be lower for the first part. So let's. I know. I know. Right here. Okay, and we will actually do the same thing for these. Let's actually bring these up here. And let's see how this sounds. It's going to sound really bad by itself, but once you bring it in with other harmonies, it's going to create a really cool effect. I know. Super cool. So what we're going to do now is bring these two harmonies that we created. We're going to just pan them. One -25, one 25. I know. All right, let's just lower these a little bit, and we're gonna play it with original vocal slightly louder. Let's see how that sounds. I know. That sounds amazing. Let's play it with the instrumental, see how that sounds. I know. And then also, if you want to just group these by hitting Shift, Alt, and G, we can do a bit of EQ, bring out some high end on the sides, cut the lows. I know. I know. So that was my walkthrough of CrispyTuner. I found it to be super easy to use. It wasn't heavy on my CPU. I was able to make some really cool harmonies, and I used it for tracking live vocals as well. For the price that it's going for right now, they're running a 28% off discount on their website. So it's $49. That's a no-brainer to buy if you don't have money to buy Autotune, or if you're just looking for another tool to your arsenal that you want to use it creatively. This is probably a great vocal plugin. Also, if you use my code Soniq10, SONIQ10, you'll get another 10% off of the plugin as well. And as usual, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the video, and I'll see you guys at the next one.